Got invited to the Christmas party by mistake. Who knew?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the films that take place over a single 24-hour period, or less.
I'm taking the day off. Now get dressed and come on over.
Number 10. Dazed and Confused.
All right.
Writer-director Richard Linklater is something of a specialist when it comes to capturing periods of time within film.
Check it out, boys, huh? I've been waiting 3 long years for this one.
Oh, yeah.
Those junior high kids are dead meat, I promise.
His Before trilogy showcased this wonderfully with 1995's Before Sunrise.
It's like our time together is just ours. It's our own creation. It must be like him in your dream and you in mine or something.
But it's Dazed and Confused from 1993 that probably serves as Linklater's most enduring calling card. The film perfectly captures the complicated zeitgeist of extremes and contradictions that embodies the 1970s, as it documents the last day of school for students in Austin, Texas. The various plot threads make Dazed and Confused feel episodic, but in a good way, as Linklater and the outstanding ensemble cast bring together elements of 70s drug, student, and sociological cultures.
That's what I love about these high school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
Number 9. Night of the Living Dead. George A. Romero may have greatly expanded his world of the living dead after the 1968 OG, but it's remarkable how much tension is present within Night of the Living Dead. Romero's picture plays out more like a siege film, as survivors of a ghoulish undead attack hold out in a farmhouse and argue over how to proceed.
Came and he ran and he fought this man.
Several news reports underline the severity of the situation, as it's revealed how the unburied dead aren't just attacking this singular group. Instead, it's clear that an epidemic is at hand.
It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder.
And it's up to these disparate elements to coexist if they're going to survive the night. Number 8. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Life moves pretty fast.
Some critics, commentators, and movie fans over the years have called out the character of Ferris Bueller, he of the titular Day Off, as actually being kind of a jerk.
You speak English?
What country do you think this is?
Okay.
Knowing this, it's interesting to observe how writer-director John Hughes actually made the city of Chicago the focus of his screenplay. The day off that Bueller and his friends enjoy is a romp for sure, and makes the most of its Chicago setting while capturing a lot of zany antics along the way.
How many miles did you say this thing had on it when we left?
126 and halfway between 3 and 4/10. Why?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off may not have been written with the intention of being scrutinized in this way so many years later, but the film's conceptual setup and execution help make this an iconic film for many.
I can't wait to see the look on the bastard's face.
Number 7. Dog Day Afternoon.
We're moving right along, folks. We're gonna get this thing done in half an hour.
This 1975 film features a career-defining performance from Al Pacino.
I'm here with my partner and 9 other people. See, we're dying, man. You know? You're gonna see our brains on a sidewalk. They're gonna spill our guts out. Now, you're gonna show that on television? Have all your housewives look at that instead of As the World Turns? I mean, what do you got for me?
One in a series of career-defining performances. Director Sidney Lumet and screenwriter Frank Pearson adapted an article from Life magazine that was actually based on a real-life situation from 1972. John Wadovich and Salvatore Naturali attempted to rob a Chase Manhattan bank.
Where's the money?
I'm getting it. Got it. He's gonna come with us. Okay.
No, please don't close that door. How can we breathe?
With some sources claiming as motive a gender confirmation surgery for Wadovich's lover. Dog Day Afternoon leans into this claim, but manages to do so without feeling exploitative. The standoff remains tense from first frame to last.
I give you one hostage. for each thing you give me, see? If you give me the helicopter, then I give you a hostage.
allowing Pacino to explode off the screen with intensity.
Hey, I just realized I didn't eat all day. Is there gonna be any food on board?
There'll be hamburgers on the plane. You ready?
Sal?
What?
Ready to go?
Number 6, Magnolia.
And on the 1st of May, we celebrate V-Day.
There are a lot of characters and moving parts present within the narrative of Paul Thomas Anderson's 1999 film Magnolia. Having this many balls in the air allows Magnolia to feel expansive, while still taking place within the confines of a single day.
Because I am what I believe. I do as I say. I live by these rules as religiously as I preach them.
The stories and motivations of its sprawling ensemble cast are connected, but in a remarkably complex way. This allows for multiple viewings, and it's highly likely that audiences will come away from Magnolia feeling differently each and every time.
My name is Donnie Smith, and I have lots of love to give.
This seems to be by design, and Paul Thomas Anderson earned a lot of acclaim for just how deeply involved fans feel about Magnolia.
Stanley?
Willa Cather.
Willa Cather for 25. Best known for the tragedy and blood genre, this playwright, Stanley.
Thomas Kidd.
Thomas Kidd.
Number 5, The Breakfast Club.
Can't believe you can't get me out of this. It's so absurd I have to be here on a Saturday.
There's a good reason why the legacy of John Hughes as a screenwriter is so closely tied with films such as 1985's The Breakfast Club.
Who has to go to the lavatory?
For starters, the sincerity and intelligence of its writing stands apart from so many of its peers during this decade. Hughes treats his characters with respect, outlining various teen archetypes while never trapping these kids within these roles.
How does one become a janitor?
You want to be a janitor?
No, I just want to know how one becomes a janitor, because Andrew here is very interested in pursuing a career in the custodial arts.
Oh, really?
If anything, it's the gathering of these disparate kids for an afternoon's detention that allows them to see over the fences of their lives.
What do you drink? Okay, forget I asked.
Vodka.
Everyone in The Breakfast Club leaves their afternoon together changed, although it's unclear how long this will last. And it's this ambiguity that makes Hughes' film feel so beautiful.
That each one of us is a brain.
And an athlete.
And a basket case. A princess.
And a criminal.
Does that answer your question?
Number 4, High Noon. What would you do if your back was against the wall? Screenwriter Carl Foreman and director Fred Zinnemann asked this question in one of the Western genre's all-time classic films, High Noon.
They're making me run. I've never run from anybody before.
Well, I don't understand any of this.
Well, I haven't got time to tell you.
The narrative takes place in real time, as the newly married Marshal Will Kane attempts to seek out help against an invading posse led by the outlaw Frank Miller.
How many men you got lined up? None yet. Well, you better get going, man. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Loaded for bear.
Kane finds closed doors and empty promises at every turn, and the tension is ramped up as Miller's gang grows ever closer. Only a child offers to help Kane square off against Miller.
You're a kid. You're a baby.
I'm 16, and I can handle a gun, too. You ought to see me.
You're 14, and what do you want in life?
Well, I'm big for my age. Please, Marshal.
Well, you're big for your age, all right, but no, go on. Get out of here.
And the Marshal is left alone at the titular High Noon. Or is he? Number 3, Do the Right Thing.
Making trouble? Yeah, I'm a troublemaker. I'm making trouble.
It only takes the heat of one summer's day to ignite local neighborhood tensions into an explosive powder keg of tragedy. This, in a nutshell, helps describe the intensity of Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. The ensemble cast includes Lee himself and points fingers at racism from all angles. Including first-person ones directly at the camera. A pizzeria may not, on the surface at least, feel like a setting for violence. Yet Do the Right Thing explores topics of police brutality, community tensions, riot culture, and more within its 2-hour running time.
City of New York will not let property be destroyed by anyone, end quote. His Honor plans to visit our block today. Maybe he should hook up with our own, the mayor, buy him a beer. Your love daddy says, register to vote.
And in doing so, Lee gave generations of moviegoers food for thought. Number 2, 12 Angry Men.
What did you think of the case? I mean, it had a lot of interest for me. No real dead spots, you know what I mean? I tell you, we were lucky to get a murder case.
It takes a special kind of film to take the everyday judicial system and dramatize it with this level of smoldering intensity.
Come on now, there's nothing personal about
there
this.
was something personal. Come on, fella, he didn't mean you. Let's not be so sensitive.
Juries of our peers deliberate cases on a daily basis, yet 12 Angry Men takes the viewer into those deliberation rooms and places them in those seats.
Witnesses can make mistakes.
Sure, when you want them to, they do, or when he wants them to, they do. You know what I mean?
Keep the yelling down.
Oh, you keep saying that. Maybe what we need is a little yelling in here. These guys keep going off every which way. Did hear the scream, didn't hear the scream. What difference does it make?
What happens when there's a single dissenting voice for a trial that will decide a young man's life or death? 12 Angry Men methodically explores this situation as the heat outside boils over into the jury room.
What kind of a man are you? You have sat here and voted guilty with everyone else because there are some baseball tickets burning a hole in your pocket.
Increasing personal tensions. There's a lot to unpack with each juror's biases and personal stories, yet doing so ensures that 12 Angry Men remains essential viewing for staunch cinephiles.
Frankly, I don't see how you can vote for acquittal.
It's not so easy to arrange all the evidence in order.
You can throw out all the other evidence. The woman saw him do it. What else do you want?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Glengarry Glen Ross. Who will make the cut and drink the coffee?
I can go out there tonight. The materials you got make myself $15,000. Tonight, in 2 hours, can you? Can you?
Run, Lola, Run. Inventive editing and flashbacks expand a brief span of time. Rope. Alfred Hitchcock's infamous single-take and single-day film.
Sorry to bother you, Brandon. It's no bother at all. Come in. I knew you were leaving tonight, and I didn't want to be left without my case. Hello, Philip. Hello. I didn't mean to alarm you before. You didn't alarm him. I'm afraid Philip's a little antisocial tonight.
Clerks. Dante wasn't even supposed to be there today.
If you're that unhappy, you should leave.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
American Graffiti. A single night of cruising with 60s youths.
Hey, I like the color of your car there, man. What's that supposed to be? Sort of a cross between piss yellow and puke green, ain't it?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Die Hard.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay.
There's so much going on in Die Hard that it makes it easy to forget that the film actually takes place in a single day.
Welcome to the party, pal!
Perhaps it's because there's so many bits of quotable dialogue or set pieces that feel so extensive and exciting that we can only assume that they go on for an extended siege.
Forget the roof. Come on. I said forget the roof. They got people all over. Come on, you want to stay alive, you stay with me.
But no, John McClane's infiltration of Nakatomi Plaza is a day and night long affair that gives us shootouts, monologues, and subterfuge galore. Credit the great acting, because it is, or maybe the solid script and direction, both true, but Die Hard is a classic for a reason.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
What's your favorite 24-hour roller coaster ride? Let us know in the comments.
I'm gonna lose.
You got a bad attitude, Wells.
I always lose. Had bad luck all my life. Now, how do you think I ended up in here?
Maybe it'll change.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.